Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Flaminia, a knitter from Italy, and this is my YouTube channel where I like to share my knitting with you guys. Hopefully you'll want to stick around and see what I've been up to this last couple of weeks, maybe a bit more than a couple of weeks. I've been quite busy with university and stuff, but I'm done now. I have to write my thesis and do a couple extra exams, but that's for September, so I can just relax for a little bit. And my knitting mojo is quite high. I've finished some things that I've had on the needles for a long time. I have 2 finished sweaters, which is, new. Not usually what happens around here, at least this year. This hasn't been the most productive year of knitting for me, but that's totally fine. That was one of my goals, just because I have so much knitwear that I don't need to keep on pushing and producing more. So I have 2 finished garments, 1 finished sock, just 1 sock, not a pair of socks, but that's still an achievement, because it's not my favorite thing to knit on, but it's, I have to be in a very specific mood to be wanting to be knitting on socks, if that makes sense. And I have 1 new WIP, which is very exciting. I was about to start another one, but I don't know. I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going to visit my boyfriend, so I was like, maybe, I have one that I have to prioritize, so maybe I'll take that one. We'll see. 1 is quite small for now. It depends on how much luggage space I have. So I think we can get into it. I really want to do a bit of a life updates chat at the end of this video, just because I haven't done that in a while. I just kind of want to take this episode very calmly and slow paced, because I just woke up from a nap and I'm feeling a bit dizzy. So hopefully we can get through this one. Okay, I think we can get started. I think I'll start from the least exciting parts and then just build up, because I have to build up my energy as well. So first thing, I knitted this little sock. I think I showed this was a yarn acquisition in my last episode, and I've just done it the way I do all my socks. So basically I thought it was a bit dumb, because I thought this was a 50-gram ball, just because it wasn't very voluminous. It was actually 100 grams. And what I usually do is, when I have 50 grams for a pair of socks, I start from the bottom up so I can use all of it. While if I have 100 grams, I'm sure I have enough for 2 socks. So I just start from the cuff down, which is my preferred way. Because I like the heel flopping gusset heel more, I think, than this. Basically, I did just that's called a Judy's Magic cast on, and then I did a wedge toe, and then I just did 3x1 ribbing on the top and just plain stockinette on the bottom of the foot. Then I kept going, and at a certain part I measured it against another pair of socks that I had. I just put in a lifeline and did afterthought heel. It was a forethought heel, but that one, it's basically a wedge toe. It's the same thing, but you do it on like this. So that's the heel. And then I just kept going, and when I measured the yarn, I still had 70 grams left. So I was like, oh my god, I'm done. So but it's really pretty. I think I made the toe slightly longer than what I needed. I think this bit shorter would have been nice. I'll show you the yarn. This is this is the main thing. I think it's called Lana Grossa non lana grossa, lana gatto Eden yarn, and it's like the composition of a sock yarn, but instead of nylon it's acrylic. And you know, it's still not 100% finished. I still need to weave in the ends and do the other sock, but I have another colorway of this, so I think I'll do maybe that and just do it cuff down, so that I rebuild my energy to make another one like this, like bottom up, like toe up. I think that's my plan. And I did contrast heel and toes with this yarn that I think it's probably not available for purchase anymore, but I held it triple, I think, because it's extremely fine. It's like half of a lace, so I held it triple to work on this. So there was this, like, I think this is pair number 3 that I'm starting, because I want to make minimum of 5 pairs of socks this year. I think this is the first sock of pair number 3. Yeah, I think we're good-ish. I'm going to, yeah, probably start on the other one soon. So now let's get into the exciting parts. I don't really know which sweater is more exciting than the other. One is really cool and one was on my needles. Like, it has been on my needles for a long time. I don't even remember when I started that. Probably at the start of the year or along that line. And I haven't showed it on the podcast in a long time. But I was just on a finishing kick because I was like, I'm tired of going to bed and thinking about this sweater that is just piling dust in a corner of my bedroom. So I'm done with my Stockholm Sweater v-neck by Petiteknit. Let me show it to you. Ta-da! It has both sleeves done. I think last time I had one sleeve until like here and no sleeve number 2 because I had knitted one and then it was taking up so much, like too much yarn, so I had to rip it back and I was making the other one, but everything was going to be super short because the yarn I bought at a yarn festival and I just had that amount, and then I went back to the yarn festival and found the exact same yarn in the same dye lot. So I was like, at this point I'm just gonna make it how I want it to be, like a bit longer and more comfortable, you know. So this is what it ended up looking like. To be honest, it really doesn't have a lot of the sweater. What did I say it was again? Stockholm Sweater v-neck? Yeah, I mean the, what's it called? I guess the yoke construction is that, but the gauge is not the same. It's yeah, it's bigger. It's bigger. This is knitted on 5mm needles, and I think there are quite a lot of mistakes in this, like small ones, but I cannot be bothered. And actually I think it turned out better than I was picturing it in my head, because the yarn is not the nicest, to be totally brutally honest. It says it's 100% wool, but I don't know, it kind of feels a bit plasticky, which is weird, really weird. It's probably superwash because I'm not able to split splice it, but the like shoulder construction, I followed the pattern, but then as my gauge was so different than the one in the pattern, the pickup rates I just made up totally. I ended up picking up one stitch every 2 rows in the armholes, which is not really a lot of stitches. Like usually it's like 2 every 3, while this is 1 every 2. So every row that I pick up, I skip the next one. So that's a lot. And to be honest, I don't really know if the 2 sleeves are similar because so much time passed. Yeah. One is longer, which is weird, but not that much. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, maybe I'll just block it a bit longer. I think it's like fixable and it's not really noticeable. It wasn't noticeable when I tried it on, and I didn't even remember what the pickup rate was. I just like did it once every row and then realized it was the correct one, but I totally winged it. And like, I don't know. Yeah, I think on the pattern you don't hold me accountable for this, but I think you don't switch to a smaller needle for the ribbing. I didn't switch on the sleeves. No, I think you do switch it in the pattern, but basically it's really weird. Like, what contributed to me thinking that maybe there is some like acrylic in this yarn is that you cannot really block it. Like, it's really weird. So I just steam blocked this one and it worked. So I didn't want to have super long ribbing just in case I wasn't able to like fully pin it out. So I just steam blocked it. You can see it's not totally straight, but it's fine. But I think I didn't want to do it. But I think it looks a bit nicer on a smaller needle. I don't know. Yeah, like, you know, slightly, but I'm good. I'm really good with this. This is comfortable. As you can see, it's super big. Maybe I'll try it on, but very quickly because it's super, super warm. It's 35 degrees outside and it's 6 p.m. So it's really, really warm, but I can show you. Actually, the color grew on me. Like, I don't know, I like it. I think the pickup of like I think I picked up slightly too few stitches on the neckline, because you can see it kind of pulls the whole thing up. I think it's supposed to be more like this. And you can see this is not totally centered, which is a bit weird. But at the same time, I don't think anyone cares. And to be honest, I don't. This is my first v-neck sweater, and like, it's fine. Not everything needs to be perfect. The next sweater I finished turned out so much better, but this is good. I used the yarn. The color is something that I don't have in my wardrobe. The v-neck is something I don't have in my wardrobe, but it's something I hopefully will. That's a bit of an hint of what's to come. So I want more of this, and I wanted to see if I liked it, and I totally do. Maybe, yeah, the v-neck, maybe this deep I prefer, but you know, you have to try to see if you like it, and I do like it. It's very comfy, so that's approved. Actually, I kind of gave up on just, you know, having to be in control of absolutely everything. Like, I think the tension on this is not the most perfect thing you've seen in the world. I don't care. Like, I used to care a lot more, but you know, I'm aware there's nothing I can do about it because it's the yarn. You know, it's the yarn. It actually is the yarn. It really doesn't help. It doesn't block right. This is the max I can do, and actually this is enough. So I'm satisfied with it. I'm curious to see how much I'm going to wear it. But I don't know. Actually, oh god, this looks really bad when I line it up like this. Like, the difference in length. That never happened to me because I'm pretty good. Usually I do sleeves like one of the other. Usually I do like yoke, sleeve 1, sleeve 2, and then body. This time I finished the body and then had that sleeve that I didn't know what I did with, like half finished, and you know, it was just a bit of a mess. Past me wasn't really good at taking notes. I mean, I hoped I did. And I think I thought I did, but they weren't really, like, you know, when you write something down and you're like, oh yeah, this is enough for me to remember what I'm doing. No, that wasn't enough. That wasn't clear. No. But enough of this. To the next one, which is a bit nicer. Ta-da! Oh, there's a stitch marker. 2 stitch markers still attached to it. Nice. Oh no, I think I blocked it. Like, I folded it too soon after it finished blocking because it really took the the thing, but you can see how nice this looks. I finished my WIP Pullover by Ozetta. Really nice. I knitted this with Cascade 220, which on the other hand is a yarn I really like. I think I had 6 skeins in totals. This is the last one, like last full one that I have, but I think I have more than half of the 5th one, so I think I used 4 skeins and something. I have it, you know, if you're curious to see how much of it I used, it's in my Ravelry notes, so I really like it. This is in the color Italian Plum. I think it's really much in my color palette. I have said it in the past, but I think the lighting in this room really washes me out, like washes out my contrast, because I'm lucky enough to have like really dark hair, but they really reflect the light, and my eyebrows as well. So I feel like this is what my actual hair color is, and this is how I look like, not this. Like, I feel like this is giving more medium contrast. Well, I have definitely high contrast. Oh god, I feel like I'm dying putting this on, but it's just like I'm doing it for you, so be thankful. Okay, here it is. You can see how gorgeously neat it looks. This is, I'm wearing linen pants. Let me show you. I think the contrast with the white is really nice. You can see 1 and 2 stitch markers. But this is my belly button, and they come around here. This is usually where I like my sweaters to hit, but I really like it. And I think it looks perfect. Like, the tension on this is perfect. And I really like how the color looks. Like, it's really chunky, but I think it definitely is a vibe, and it's a vibe that I like. I'm sorry, I was talking and my face was cut off. So yeah, here it is. As I said, it was from Ozetta, and I think the pattern is very well written. I think with her patterns, they're really super clear, and they don't have too many information, but sometimes in some sections she repeats things more than once but said differently, which is nice for people that maybe they're really used to one specific, I don't know, type of pattern writing or things being said in a certain way. So like it kind of fits all oh my god, all the styles that people like. So it's really clear, but sometimes I'm like reading through all of this, like, you know, I don't know how to explain that. Like, this is an example I'm making up. I don't think she says this, or maybe she does, but I don't remember. But oh my god, there's really a lot of fold lines into this. I think I should steam it. I mean, it's not like I'm going to wear it tomorrow, so I'll steam it when in the fall I'm going to want to wear this. Like, look at the ribbing, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, but look at the bind off. Like, I'm impressed. And it was really nice pre-blocking as well. It's not like it changed drastically. In blocking, it definitely bloomed. You can feel it, but the tension was really nice before blocking as well. What I was saying is that, you know, maybe she said, oh yeah, work your decrease row every 8th row, which means that you, I don't know, work 7 rows and then you decrease at the 8th one. You do it a total of, I don't know, 12 times, which means you're like, I don't know, like saying things more than once. And I'm like, yeah, it was clear the first time, but to be honest, it's me. And I think this is my 2nd time knitting one of her patterns, and it was all extremely clear, so I'm really being nitpicky about it. Like, probably she is one of the best designers to expand into if you're maybe like really into Petiteknit or my favorite things knitwear, and you're scared that maybe going into someone else will cause you some trouble for, I don't know, lack of information or overwhelm of information. I think this is a good balance, I think. And what else? I did size 2 or 3. I'll put it on the screen. I always forget it, so thank God I noted it down. I think probably for having that section where you have to put the size, because you don't know how many times I was knitting a pattern, and while I was knitting it, like, it's not like I took a break and so I was like confused on what I was doing. Maybe like while I was doing it, I was like, oh, so what size was I making? Or maybe the next day was like, so which parentheses am I on? You know, I don't know. So I think probably for having that, because how many times I've had to go back to look at that. So thank you, Ravelry. Yeah, but I was making the size up at the start, so each saddle has 2 more stitches, yeah, in it, but I don't think it makes that much of a difference. It's 1 stitch in the front and 1 stitch in the back. I think we can, like, we're good. And this is a saddle shoulder construction, in case you're not familiar. So you knit basically 2 triangles. You knit these 2 triangles until here, and then you pick up stitches and you knit the back, and you work short rows along here just to slope the shoulders down, as you can see, for a better fit. Same for the front, but you also work neck increases, neck shaping, which makes sense, you know. And then you just work it as a normal drop shoulder, but then when you go to pick up stitches for the sleeves, you pick up stitches and then you just put live stitches back on the needles, and same, and you just work as you're used to, you know. If this isn't your first sweater, you're used to working like this. And yeah, I think I did just Italian bind off. Same on the other green sweater, I think. I don't really know. I think so. But it's really neat. I love a sewn bind off. Usually I'm one for the tubular. I just didn't do it for this one. I don't really know why. That one, because I was scared that it would cinch in too much, like have too much memory. So yeah, I don't know. I just went with it. So I just really love it. Let me know what you think, because this is very different from what I've done in the past and what I already have in my wardrobe. Like, I have absolutely nothing in this color. So let me know what you think. I don't think this is a very popular color, so I'm curious. Like, this isn't a popular color either, but I feel like green in general keeps coming back. Like, I think 2 years ago, maybe this shade of green was kind of popular, or like around this shade, you know. While in the last years, I've never seen, like, I've seen lilac being very popular, but I've never seen this type of like Halloween purple being super popular, to be honest. Like, in the fashion trends, of course, like, you know, if you like it and you've used it, good for you. But I never felt drawn to it. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this color. Okay, I think that for our first WIP, we can get into the exciting one. I'm super chuffed. So I'm expanding the Sandro family, you guys. It's so fun. So this is going to be Sandro Pullover v-neck. The Sandro Pullover is the first pattern that I put out in February now, so a bit has passed, and I made another one since, and I took a bit of a break. But this color and this like this combination of yarn just, I don't know, it just really re-inspired me, reinvigorated my my desire for another one. And this is what I'm using. Oh my gosh, this is the Drops Daisy, which is the recommended yarn in the pattern. And one of my testers, I put a photo somewhere, she used it for, you know, the crew neck, and I just fell in love, you guys. Like, look how good it looks. And you know, I'm a winter, okay, but there's something about this specific shade of blue, it just makes me go nuts. Like, I just love it to death. It's one of my favorite colors. To be honest, I'm loving how colorful all these projects are. I'll just put it like in the end. Once I'm finished, I'll just pack it up in a pile, and they're very colorful and fun, so that's good. So what did I do? Like, the good thing that I know, which is the same, is the like shoulder depths, no? The shoulder width, which is very nice, because this is a very weird stitch repeat, so not having to think for 10 sizes or 10 for 10 sizes, like where to stop the increases, or like how wide to make it. That's really a relief on me, and I'm glad I did it right the first time. So I'm making size 3 again, but I wanted to try something new, and maybe you can spot it if you're familiar with the pattern. Basically, I built the back panel with short rows. So this is not a European shoulder construction. I think this can be considered as drop shoulders shaped with short rows. So this is a drop shoulder sweater. Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, pullover, sweater, whatever you want to call it. So I just cast it on with the, how's it called? Long tail cast on. And then I worked a setup round to set up the thing, how's it called? The stitch pattern repeat. And then I worked short rows, and like they look incredibly neat. Like this pickup, sorry, I did it yesterday night in bed, and I didn't finish like working the short rows because I thought, oh, I have to think of where, like when I want to start incorporating the v-neck increases, I guess. So it was too late. I was like, let's just stop here. But oh my gosh, this is me like being so lazy and not wanting to like put stitches on hold and doing everything on a cord, but then like to show it, it's quite difficult. You can see how like you cannot see the pickup at all. Like, this is crazy. Like from you can see the short rows a bit from this close, you know, but I think you couldn't tell that it's there. Like it's wow. It's a wow situation. I was super proud. And I think it's easier to pick up stitches this way, just because you're picking up from a cast on and not from an increase line. I like them both. I just wanted to try something different, so this is it. But yeah, I want short rows again on the, oh, it looks small. Oh yeah, because I'm putting it wrong. I don't know, I think I'll maybe have to do some reaping back. Like, I'm not saying I don't like, I think this is good. The starting point is good. From now on, I think maybe I'll have to try different, like, increase, what's it called? Oh my gosh, increase rates for the v-neck. I'm not really sure, but you know, no rush. I'm just chilling and living my best life. Yeah, I hope the gauge is right. Yeah, because like there are not that many purl stitches, but it actually expands quite a lot when you block it anyways, you know, because it has cables. So I don't think, I hope, but I think it is the right size, because you know, it's the same yarn, same needle, same pattern. So I don't know, I didn't see the point in swatching. So ta-da! Like, you know, this is not a lot, but it's something, and it's making me really excited. I don't know, I just love this. Like, look how good it looks. Like, it looks so like posh, but in the best way, you know? Look at this. It's okay. This is the second ball. I just joined it. So this is not my priority right now, but it will be. I mean, it won't be a priority per se. Like, it's not that I have a deadline for it, but I'll be finally free to work on it whenever I want. Basically, once I'm finished with this one, which, you know, is not new, so you have seen it, but I think I've did a lot of progress on it, and it started to become really slow progress. So let me show you. Where's the ball of yarn? Okay, you can see why I was saying like this episode in particular is looking really colorful. Ta-da! So here is my mod of the Peonia dress, like mixed with the bust part of the Sweetheart Revenge dress. So I think the last time that I showed it, I was about like here. So I did a lot, considering it gets progressively bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think I recorded a video on how it looks right now. So I'll pop it up so you can see how it looks on me. Basically, I have a pattern in testing, which is called the Peonia dress, and it is mostly made to measure pattern. And there's also a mod, like a section, like I think I'll do 2 different piles, like one for how I wrote the pattern, and the other one is how a guide, but like a full pattern, you know, 2 separate ones, on how to modify another top maybe that you have, or I don't know, another shaping maybe you don't want the whole yoke, but you want some pieces of it. So that's a guide on how to basically do, like, keep that but add the kind of fitted round skirt kind of silhouette vibe. And with this, basically, one of my testers did the just normal Peonia dress, but she modified the camisole number 4 that she already had, and she added short rows in the back that is also in the pattern, but it's optional. She did that, and then she went directly into the skirt increases, while in the Peonia dress, like standard, you do have hip increases as well. So here's what I did. Maybe you can see here I have waist decreases, then I worked short rows here in the back, and then went directly into the skirt, because, you know, now this is the 3rd one, so I wanted it to be a bit more different, you know, not just for the collar and the shape at the top here, but, you know, this is heavy, but overall it's really not that bad. This is off gauge, both from the Sweetheart Revenge dress and from the Peonia dress. I'm working it on 4mm needles, so this is kind of a sport DK things, because basically my DK I would work at 4.5, so it's like sport weight gauge or like yarn. So I divided the skirt into 14 sections, and I'm increasing every 6th row. However, I'm not starting to run short of yarn, but, you know, the skirt gets progressively wider. So the more you go on, the less length you get from every single ball of yarn. Let's see where I joined my last one. These are just, you know, 50 grams, and it just got me this of length. So maybe I'm thinking maybe switching to increasing every 8th row. I don't know. I don't really know, because I have like this I just joined, and I think I have 3 more, but I think I need about, let's see, this is girl math. I was like, at a certain point I need this long more, like minimum on the skirt, like, so I think I need that much more, which is going to be about 2 to 3 balls of yarn minimum. So I think maybe switching to every 8th round could be potentially a smart move. I think I'm going to plan to do another round of increases, like increasing another full like rib stitch pattern. Like stitch repeat, that's what I meant to say. You can tell I'm pretty tired. My sleeping schedule is very bad at the moment, but you see the skirt is pretty big. You can see how scrunched up it is, and it's not the smallest cord. I think this is the cord that I used to work on the body of my sweaters, like the length of the cord that I use for that. So yes, I want this to be quite short, like maybe even shorter than the other ones. And I don't know, I'm going to give it a steam block and see how much it grows, but I think this could be so fun for summer. Like, look at this, maybe a bit too heavy because of the weight and because of how hot it always is here in the summer. But I don't know, maybe I'll get a bit of wear out of this on vacation, maybe on my anniversary date with my boyfriend. It depends on what we're going to do. But I think this could look lovely with maybe even more of a tan. This gives Italian hot girl summer, so we'll see. Yeah, I'm done with everything I needed to talk about, but I don't know, I feel like having a little bit of a chat with you guys. I have no acquisitions because I really don't need any more things, which is great. I'm having a great time. So if you were just here for the knitting part, thank you so much for watching until now. And it's okay if you don't want, like, if you're not interested in the live chat. Well, I hope I'll see you next time. Well, if you're interested, I don't know what to say. Like, I do know I've studied a lot this past semester and I didn't really post as often, and as you can tell that I haven't spoke to anyone in a long time because I'm really struggling to find the words. Frequently. No, that's not frequently, like consistently. That's what I wanted to say. I haven't been very consistent, I feel like, but I've done my best. And this is like a hobby, and I don't know, I'm really enjoying it right now. And you know, I have a pattern in testing and I've received so many lovely messages about it. Like, I don't know, I've received one message that really, like, it broke me in, like, for happiness, you know. It was like, yeah, if I will ever consider knitting a summer dress, it will be like this design, because it's incredible how it fits the, like, a woman's body so nicely, and you can customize it. And I was like, oh my god, really? Like, that made me the happiest person alive. And yesterday, actually, I organized a kind of a knit night, like a meeting on Google Meet with some of my testers. I really wasn't well organized, so not many people showed up because of, you know, time differences. And I think many people testing are either from the US, no, I think mostly from the US, or some of like are on vacation, which is so lovely for them. So maybe no, they're not very stable internet connection, or there is a tester that I've been watching all of her stories because she is doing some beautiful dives, yeah, in Malaysia or in those parts of the world, which is the most like beautiful seawater and like submarine life. It's fantastic. So wow. And it was very, very lovely to meet some of my testers and like talk to them. And I don't know, because it's always really funny to see the, you know, different personalities of people having the same hobbies and like other hobbies we have in common and things we don't have in common. And, you know, talking about our cultures and like things we do in different parts of the world, different temperatures. Like one of them was from India. She was so lovely. One of them was from Finland, and like I was super warm. The girl from India was super warm, and in Finland there were like 15 degrees, and I was like, I really wish. Then, you know, we talked about our national dishes and like our language and knitting, of course. So it was super nice. So maybe if I can be a better person and not procrastinate things as much, maybe I can like make it a thing when I do test knits. I think that could be fun potentially, because it's really something you need to plan ahead for, so people can make time for it. Because so many people were like, oh no, I didn't join because I was at work, or like, you know, I was on vacation, or my internet wasn't good, or I didn't know. So yeah, some people didn't even realize, I think. So, you know, I think that's on me. So, because, you know, I'm the organizer. And we were also talking about like how I am so young. Like, you know, I'm pretty young. You know, I'm 21, and in the knitting community, like, it's cliche and it's a stereotype, but it's also like it's becoming more and more common to see people my age, or just, you know, in their 20s knitting. But, you know, there are also so many people that are online, that are active in the online knitting community, that are way older than me, and, you know, participating in test knits and doing these type of interactive things. And, you know, I was thinking that that's crazy that people trust me and like put their time into test knitting for me, because, you know, I'm just a 21-year-old girl who's very obsessive with their hobby. And I don't know, you know, that's crazy, because it's not like I am like famous or I'm an authority in this field. So it's very nice that people trust me enough into these things. So that's also something that came up. And yeah, we were all knitting on the dress, which is oh my god, it was so cute. I took a picture, and yeah, I was so happy, and I showed them the Sandro vneck, and I was all excited. So that was super nice. But yeah, talking about other things, yeah, I just received, like this morning, the grid of my last exam that I did for this session, and I got the maximum, which was super nice because I studied so hard for it. The exam wasn't too hard, like it wasn't as hard as I expected, because it was one of those exams where a professor explained things very in depth, but I didn't follow the classes. And in the TA sessions, they were like, oh yeah, well, this, I'm going to explain you this so you understand, but this won't be in the exam. And I studied absolutely everything, and like I memorized a lot of things because the math was very hard and the material wasn't really well organized. It was full of mistakes, which is, you know, I'm 21, sorry, I'm 21, and it's crazy that I have to study in a way that like being so not alerted, but keeping my mind on, oh well, am I wrong or is there a mistake? Well, hopefully it's not really good that some professors don't fix, because I'm sure I'm like everyone could notice those mistakes, so I'm sure they were pointed out to the professor. So that's crazy that he didn't fix it, but you know, what can you do? Then I did my, you know, end of the year show with my dance, oh my god, school. Yeah, didn't get my diploma this year either. Probably next year. What, you know, there is always something. Like 2 years ago I broke my foot. Last year, oh, but last year you broke your foot, so we're not going to force you into anything. This year, oh, you went abroad for the exchange, so you know, what do you want? Like, are you serious? Like, you know, I'm young, but I'm kind of old. You know, I think I'm the oldest that still doesn't have a, you know, diploma. Some girls just stay to train after they're done with their study paths. But to be honest, I'm basically the same level as them. Like, you know, I'm very humble. My self-esteem is not that high, you know, and I get that there are so many things that I'm not extremely good at, but neither are them. Still though, you know, I want my piece of paper. So, but you know, I love dancing and stuff, so I'm just doing it regardless. But basically they were doing this, there's this thing that it's called, for us, Passo da Dio, which is like a dance where you say farewell. It's kind of the translation, it doesn't really make sense, but it's like your last performance as a student, and really usually do a pas de deux with someone, or you do a solo, like long, you know, to celebrate your whole thing, your whole study path, I guess, your career. And you know, for another year, yet again, I was in the back doing because this year we did some kind of backup dance, because it was neoclassical, like it was super cool. The Passo da Dio was very cool, and I was really jealous. I really wanted to do it. I was not the one doing it. That sucked, because you know, I don't have that great of a connection with most people in my class, just because some girls can be really mean and be very superficial, to be honest. And basically I have 2 friends and a half, but basically some of the girls were getting the diploma because they're going to study abroad in university. So they, you know, they're in high school and I'm getting my degree, okay, my university degree, and I'm still there. You know, it's kind of becoming a running joke with my friends because I'm like, oh yeah, I cannot go out with you because I have dance practice, and they're like, I get it, but no diploma yet still. And I'm like, no. But you know, it's a running joke. But I basically started crying, like I was on stage in the back clapping while the girls were getting their, you know, pieces of paper, and like getting hugged by the teachers and stuff, and getting all the applauses, which they for sure deserved. But I'm no less than them, and I just, you know, for a reason or the other, it's never my turn. And I hope it'll be this year, because if it's not this year, it's never going to be it, because I'm graduating in my bachelor, and then I'm going to graduate in my master's in 2 years time. So this year I was like, maybe it's for the better, because I have oh my god, a really tough time in uni. But in 2 years I'll have to it will be very tough again. So I hope it'll be next year. That would be nice. What can I do? I was in the back just crying, like really crying. And I was pretending to be moved by the fact that people were like graduating and stuff. I wasn't moved at all. I was just depressed that they were getting the attention and I never got the attention. Which is, I don't know if it's the nicest thing, but that's just what happened, you know. I don't think it's something that most people get unless you are into this kind of world and system, but I'm not like a prima donna, like I'm not that always showing off. But after all these years of studying and hard work, because I can tell that I'm one of the, because I know the teachers know that too, is that it's the head of the school that is the problem, because I know the teachers know that I work really hard. And you know, it's not like I work hard and I'm not as good as the other people. I'm really as good as the other people, if not better than some of the other people in the past that are already finished. So I don't know, guys, I don't know. So this is it for my ramble on dancing, and I'm super excited because I'm going to visit my boyfriend. Like, I'm leaving tomorrow, which is Thursday, and I think we have great plans for this weekend. We're going to go to the movie theater to watch the How to Train Your Dragon live action. This is like, that is the most how's it called, my favorite is like animation movie ever, because basically I have this thing, I'm very much a comfort movie gal. Basically I rewatch things over and over again. Like Disney movies, I watched all of them like 1,000 times, but that one, the trilogy, is something that I don't want to rewatch very often. I never rewatch it usually, because I don't want to get used to the feeling of, you know, everything that happens. Like, you know, the first time Hiccup rides Toothless, and there's this scene that's so dynamic and the music is amazing, and I get goosebumps every time. So I'm so excited to watch it at the movie theater. Then we're going one day to the beach, because it's like, you know, I don't have a driver's license, but my boyfriend has, and we're going, and it takes kind of an hour to go and an hour to come back, so we're going there. So hopefully I'm going to take some nice pictures. So yeah, that will be my first time at the sea. Yeah, I mean, actually one of my friends, she trains basically one of the national teams of windsurfing, and like, she's really good. I mean, good athlete and good at training. And there was like an open day kind of thing where you could go for free and, you know, try the windsurf. And I went and I fell in the sea, but I don't count that as my first, you know, chill day at the beach. So nice, because I think I went once with him at the beach, and that's it. Yeah, I think only once. So yeah, you know, it's a long distance relationship, it's nice to do the normal couple things. So yeah, I think this is all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my rambliness. Let me know what you've been up to in your life or in knitting. That's my favorite like thing, is interaction with you. I'm very bad at procrastinating answering comments, so that's very bad of me, but I try to answer them all at once while a new podcast is uploading. I answer to the comments of the previous one, but you know, there are some times where there's 1 month between 2 podcast episodes, and I feel a bit bad, because I read all of them in real time, but I feel anxiety to have to deliver a certain kind of quality of answer. So, you know, I just don't want to say, oh, thank you, because you took the time for your life, like from your life, to leave a nice comment. So, you know, I don't know if it's better to make you wait, but that's what works for me, so I hope it's fine. I don't know, it was really liberating talking to the camera, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and you can subscribe or follow me on Instagram, or, you know, to just be updated on what I do next. And I hope I'll see you in the next video anyways, and bye.